What if I told you that one of the most important breakthroughs in herbal medicine didn't come from a lab or a hospital, but from a sick little goat? This isn't science fiction. It's not an old folk tale either. It's a real story that changed the way we think about healing forever. Part 1. How a goat sparked a discovery in herbal medicine. One quiet morning in the countryside, a farmer noticed that one of his goats looked unwell. She was pale, weak, and had stopped eating. Her name was Emily. She separated herself from the herd, and the farmer feared she might not survive. But then something unusual happened. Emily didn't just lie down. She walked slowly to the edge of the field and began sniffing around. She searched through wild plants, ignoring most, and carefully chewed only a few specific leaves that other goats never touched. Over the next few days, Emily's appetite returned. Her energy came back. She rejoined the herd, completely healed. That moment sparked a powerful idea. What if animals know how to heal themselves using nature? And more importantly, can humans relearn that wisdom too? The science behind it, zoopharmacognosy. Scientists studied this behavior and gave it a name, zoopharmacognosy, the ability of animals to self-medicate using plants in their environment. They discovered many examples in nature: elephants eating bark from commiphora trees to soothe digestion, monkeys chewing vernonia leaves to kill parasites, birds lining nests with thyme and lavender to repel insects. It turns out, nature isn't random, it's a pharmacy. The human connection, rediscovering herbal wisdom. Long before hospitals and pills, traditional healers watched animals. They trusted instinct over instruction. They passed down what worked, and those natural remedies became herbal medicine. Today, science confirms what tradition always knew. Herbs contain real, active compounds that support healing. These include alkaloids for pain relief, flavonoids for antioxidant protection, saponins for immune support, tannins to fight parasites. Herbs used for common senior illnesses, inspired by nature. For digestive trouble, use ginger or fennel. Boil 1 teaspoon in water to make tea. Drink twice daily. For joint pain, inflammation, use turmeric curcumin, toinix. Mix ½ teaspoon in warm milk. Add a pinch of black pepper. For immune weakness, use echinacea or holy basil, tulsi. Take as herbal tea or tincture twice a day. For parasite cleanse, use wormwood or neem. Toin 1 capsule daily under the guidance of a qualified herbalist. For fatigue or low energy, use ashwagandha or ginseng. Take as powder or capsule in the morning with warm water. A new perspective for seniors. As we age, the body speaks more quietly. Tiredness, aches or weakness may not always mean illness. They might be signs asking us to listen, to slow down, to rebalance. Emily the goat reminds us of something timeless. Healing doesn't always begin in a bottle. Sometimes it begins with a question: what is my body really asking for? Part 2. What is herbal medicine, and how did it begin? Before prescriptions, there were plants. Before pills, there was wisdom, passed hand to hand, healer to healer. Herbal medicine is not a new trend, it is the original medicine of humanity. The roots of herbal medicine. For most of human history, there were no pharmacies, no printed prescriptions, no lab-made drugs. There was only nature, and the healing knowledge shared from one generation to the next. Why herbal medicine matters, especially for seniors. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive. Side effects from pharmaceutical drugs can be harsh or unpredictable. Many seniors also take multiple medications, increasing the risk of dangerous interactions. Herbal medicine, when used correctly, offers a gentler path. It supports the body's natural healing systems rather than overwhelming them. Herbal remedies for common senior health conditions. For chronic pain, try willow bark. Boil 1 tsp in water. Drink as tea daily. It's a natural form of aspirin. For high blood pressure, use hibiscus. 1 cup of hibiscus tea daily can relax blood vessels and lower pressure. For insomnia or sleep trouble, use valerian root or passion flower. Take as tea or capsule before bed. It calms the nervous system gently. For anxiety or mild depression, try St. John's wort or lemon balm. Tea or 300 mg capsule helps support emotional balance. For heart weakness or early-stage heart failure, use hawthorn berry. Take as tea or tincture twice daily to strengthen the heart. For high cholesterol, try raw garlic or red yeast rice. Eat 1 raw garlic clove daily, or take 600 mg of red yeast rice capsules. For memory loss or cognitive decline, use ginkgo biloba or Brahmi bacopa. 1 daily cup of tea or capsules supports brain circulation and memory. Redefining medicine. What if medicine didn't always come in a bottle? What if medicine also meant coming from the earth, supporting your biology, listening to your body's natural signals instead of silencing them? Herbs are not magic, they're molecular. When you drink turmeric for pain or take peppermint for bloating, you're not hoping. You're triggering real chemistry. Curcumin in turmeric blocks inflammation, like painkillers do. Menthol in peppermint relaxes your gut and calms spasms. Gut-brain healing. Herbs affect mood too. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria. They help control mood, memory, digestion, and even your immune system. Herbs like ginger, fennel, licorice, and chamomile help restore gut balance. They also send calming signals to your brain. So when you feel relaxed after drinking herbal tea, that's not your imagination, that's chemistry, working gently and naturally. Part 3. Are herbs scientifically valid? Why modern science is finally catching up with ancient wisdom. Common herbs for seniors. Turmeric. For joint pain. Thyme half teaspoon in warm milk. Plot black pepper. Daily. Peppermint. For gas or IBS. Drink tea after meals or take enteric-coated capsule. Ginger. For nausea or digestion. Thyme half ton with stress and sleep. Drink tea before bed or after meals. Ginkgo biloba. For memory, for 120 to 140 mg daily. Consult doctor first. Milk thistle. For liver support. 250 mg extract with meals. Ashwagandha. For stress and fatigue. 300 mg once or twice daily. Why aren't herbs common in hospitals? Herbs are natural, and that's the challenge. You can't patent a plant like you can a drug. Modern drugs are made from single, isolated molecules, easy to test and sell. Herbs contain many compounds working together, which makes them harder to study in clinical trials. But things are starting to change. Medical schools now offer integrative medicine programs, and hospitals are beginning to include herbs for nausea, mild pain, sleep disorders, gut support. Natural Mimi always safe. Herbs are powerful, but power must be respected. They can interact with your medications. That's why you should always check with your doctor, especially if you take blood thinners. Avoid high-dose garlic, ginkgo, blood pressure meds. Avoid full-strength licorice, diabetes meds. Cinnamon and fenugreek may lower sugar too much. For years, herbs were called folk medicine. People said they were just old traditions. Not scientific, not proven, just stories. Science is returning to nature, with microscopes, data, and lab testing. And the conclusion is clear: plants heal, and our bodies are built to respond to them. Nature was the first laboratory. Still unsure? Let's look at real facts. Aspirin came from willow bark and meadowsweet. Morphine came from the opium poppy. Quinine came from cinchona bark. Vincristine, a chemo drug, came from the periwinkle flower. Digoxin came from foxglove. How herbs actually work in the body. When you take herbs, you're triggering real, measurable biochemistry. Turmeric blocks inflammatory pathways. Use Thai TSP plus black pepper in warm milk daily. Peppermint relaxes digestive muscles using menthol. Use fresh peppermint tea after meals. Chamomile binds to brain receptors that calm anxiety. 2. Use chamomile tea at night. Ginger blocks serotonin receptors in the gut to reduce nausea. Use TSP boiled ginger water twice daily. These aren't vague effects. These are documented biological actions. Gut-brain connection. Real, not a trend. Your gut is more than a food tube. It's a control center for mood, memory, immunity, inflammation. Your microbiome, the bacteria in your gut, talks to your brain, and herbs help balance this conversation. Herbs that support the gut-brain axis. Licorice root soothes stomach lining, helps reflux. 2. Use tea once daily. Avoid if you have high blood pressure. Slippery elm coats intestines, relieves IBS. 2. Use mixed powder in warm water before meals. Fennel reduces gas and bloating. 2. Use 1 tsp fennel seed in tea after meals. Dandelion root boosts liver and gut function. 2. Use tea or capsule before meals. So if tea helps you feel lighter, calmer or clearer, that's biochemistry, not a placebo. So why aren't herbs everywhere in hospitals? Because the system is built for patents, not plants. Drugs, one molecule, easily studied, highly profitable. Herbs, 50+ active compounds, work in synergy, harder to patent and sell. But that doesn't mean they don't work. It just means they don't fit the business model yet. Modern medicine is catching up. Today's healthcare is evolving. Now we see doctors trained in functional medicine, clinics using herbs for nausea, fatigue, and digestion, seniors benefiting from combined approaches, and thousands of studies now validate ashwagandha lowers cortisol, eases stress, 300-500 mg capsule, 1 to 2 times daily. Milk thistle helps regenerate liver cells, 250 mg extract with meals. Ginkgo biloba improves memory and blood flow, 120-240 mg daily. Check interactions. Elderberry supports immune response during colds. Toashimpals use syrup or extract at first symptoms. Herbs are natural, but not risk-free. It's important to remember, just because something is natural doesn't mean it's always safe. Herbs are powerful, and like all powerful tools, they must be used wisely. Some herbs can interact with prescription medications or cause side effects if taken incorrectly. That's why it's essential to start slowly. Use the correct form and dose. Always consult your doctor or a qualified herbalist. Common herb-drug interactions. Here are a few important examples. Ginkgo biloba blood thinners. Toashim can increase bleeding risk. St. John's wort blood antidepressants. Toash may cause serotonin overload, leading to dangerous side effects. If you're on any long-term medication, double-check before adding herbs to your routine. Dad, practical advice for seniors. Here's how to use herbs safely and effectively. 1. Start with gentle herbs like teas or culinary spices, such as ginger, fennel, or chamomile. 2. Observe your body's response. Notice how you feel over several days. 3. Never self-treat chronic illness. Always speak with a doctor before replacing or combining herbs with medication. Final word, from garden to science. Herbs are not just alternative. They are biological tools created by nature, validated by history, and now confirmed by science. The idea that herbs don't work, that's not scientific skepticism, that's outdated thinking. Because when we finally combine ancient wisdom with modern research, we don't just get better health, we get a future where medicine feels human again. So what have we learned today? Herbs aren't just leaves in a tea bag. They're powerful messengers from nature, carrying knowledge that's been passed down for generations. And if you'd like more science-backed tips, ancient wisdom, and expert answers to your biggest health questions, then subscribe to Seniors Healthcare and tap the bell icon so you never miss our next guide to better living.